Alright, we're going to get into the power arrangement here for the Logan. And this is a cord that's on it right now. It's basically like a stove or a dryer. Actually, I'm a little concerned because I'm not even sure that's a 220 plug. Kind of looks like a 110 30 amp of some kind. Hope that's not the case, because what I was planning to put on here is this, because that's what I have out here for 220. That's the type of receptacle I have. So that's what I'm getting ready to do, to find out. So I guess I will have to take a look at the wiring and figure out if it is actually set up for 220. And my VFD for my Bridgeport is 110. It goes 110 single phase to 220 three phase. I don't know if one of these things can do that. Yeah, it says right here, the Phase-A-Matic runs 223 phase on 220 single phase power. Yeah, okay, so it's got to be set up for 220. Okay, good. Alright, well, we'll pop this cover and see what we got going on. Alright, so with this panel off, you can see the only part I need to mess with is that right there, which is good, because the rest of it, wow, I am not qualified to mess with that. So basically, this box right here, if this actually had three phase coming into it, it would tie directly into here and go, this goes to this set of wires right here, goes to the switch there, and then this set of wires here goes actually to the motor. You have a couple of relays here, or I don't mean to say relay, breakers basically is what I'm trying to say. You got breakers, and as far as the rest of it, big mess as far as I'm concerned. So down here you have the Phase-A-Matic phase converter, and my understanding is, there's capacitors in here, and what that does is it simulates the third phase just for starting purposes. So somehow it's tied in there to make that work, and it would take me hours to figure out how that actually works. Actually, here's a nice little schematic. Maybe I'll show that in case it means anything to anybody out there. That's what I came up with. So, about ready for the moment. Here we go. Is it okay to run like that? I think so. Yeah, I was just checking to make sure the motor is okay without the pulleys, or without the belts installed to the spindle. But let's see what we got here. flashing light on this thing down here? It's interesting. That's the capacitors kicking in. Well, cool. Bottom line for me is it's running. Yay! Come along. Alright, so curiosity got the better of me. These are some extra things that came with the lathe, and the lathe is already working. I've got it all wired up, everything's fine. I just wanted to understand this a little better, how this thing works. I believe the story behind this one is that the gentleman who owned this before me, who's actually the father of one of my best friends, I think he fried one of these units. It's probably this one here. Trying to figure out how to wire it up. So, looks like this looks brand new, and this is a more modern version of what I was calling it just a breaker panel or junction box kind of thing. There's more to it. What this is a three-phase motor starter slow start. And so that's what's in there. Now I don't know why that one that's in there can get away, or why this one can get away with what appears to be half the components that's in that other one, if both of them are for three-phase. Because there are two of these transformers and two sets of breakers in that other one. But this one, at least, you know, the schematic is still visible. This is all washed out on the panel in that other one because it's so old. But this shows you how it's supposed to work. So your three-phase comes in, and your switches come over here. Magic happens, and you get some sort of modulated three-phase out. And this is just assuming that you actually have three-phase power. And so this allows the motor to start more slowly, and it's easier on the equipment, and so forth and so on. So that's what's in that box in there, is an older version of this. So I'm wondering, maybe I ought to hang on to this. I don't know what the lifespan of this type of equipment is, but this looks like a unit that's ready to swap out with that one. I don't know, how would any of you guys who have knowledge and experience, please chime in at the down in the comments, because I'm an absolute novice with electrical stuff, and would appreciate any advice. Oh, an additional question that I have in my mind is if you're going to use one of these, do you have to have one of these? Because even though this can work without one of these, I'm not sure the opposite is true. The way this thing is wired right now, I showed you that whole big soup bowl, and the schematic that went with it. The leads out of this puppy get tied in to here, whereas I'll show you my VFD on my Bridgeport. It's much simpler. Alright, this is the VFD that came with my Bridgeport, and it's a WEG, and I don't have it enclosed any better than what you see right here. I keep meaning to put a shield over here just in case some stray chip should fly over this way, but obviously haven't done so. And yeah, it's comparatively simple to wire. That spaghetti mess there is all for the controls. You don't even have to use that. That's if you want to install extra switches, external switches, which I've done. You can use this keypad to operate whatever you have, and then you can reduce the wiring to nothing but power in and power out. And the power in and out, you know, go into pretty easy to locate terminals, and that's it, you're done. The rest of it, the complicated part, that's all installing the switches. So in my mind, these guys are a lot easier to understand. Well, I won't say understand. It's not like I understand what magic is happening inside of here. Let's just say easier to understand the installation for, I think, than the static phase converters.